For it.
Okay. The red light's on. That's good.
It means it's charging.
Can you turn off the music?
Nope. Yes.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to keep you too long, but I do have a lot to go through, so I'm going to no fluff. I'm just going to get through it. But I'm really glad to be here tonight. I'm really glad you're here tonight. Just want to say I feel really welcome at Crossroads, and it's been a great 3 months to get to know everybody. And that's what I've been doing a lot of, like trying to remember names and finding out where y'all are serving and seeing how things go at Crossroads. And I've been really pleased with everything I've seen. It's a great church. It's a great creative arts department, and I've been excited to be a part of it here and there as I can be. And but I do have some plans and some visions and all that or whatever. But and I want to share them with you so you know what I'm thinking, and so you can stone me if you don't like it or whatever. Don't literally stone me.
Pie in the face.
Yeah. Aim high. One of the things I want to talk, and I'll just get right into it, but one of the things I want to talk to you a little bit about is my role as creative arts here, because the job description for this particular ministry is different than the creative arts directors in the past, and so I want to just make sure you understand that in case you're wondering, well, why isn't he on stage a lot more? Those kind of things. My role is really an empowerer, a strategist, someone who's looking to make sure that your experience goes really well, and that for the congregation the services are really impactful. So I'm looking at a 30,000 foot view, and then kind of trying to get in and see where we can make things better. So I'm kind of swooping and diving a little bit, and that's what I'll be doing going forward. Is tweak this here, let's make this better here, but I want you to know that I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you. If I do my job right, you guys have a great experience serving, and that's how I want it to be. And so for that reason, if there are things that need to be looked at, or stuff that really frustrates you, why don't we do this, or maybe there's a problem here. I want to hear about that. Not that I'll be able to fix it all. I can't be a fix-it man, but as a strategist and as the person who's going to lead this deal, I need to know so that we can move forward on things. And I wouldn't necessarily know everything, so I just want to invite you. Don't be shy about, hey Jim, I just noticed this or that. I'm a big boy. I can handle frustration or whatever. But hopefully as we go on, the good stuff will get great, and the stuff that we need to work on will also improve. Something that I really am passionate about, that I want to kind of bring us forward on, is that this is not my creative arts team. I hope I'll never refer to it as my team. It's your team. It's our team. It's everyone's team. And frankly, I can't come in and save everything and make everything better because I'm a superstar. I'm not. But I can mobilize the team to do great things. But that requires buy-in from all of us. So just know going forward, that's going to be my mantra. I'm an empowerer. I want to do things together. I want to crowdsource it. I want to work together on stuff. And it'll really be like that. If there's an initiative that will only be accomplished if I do it myself, it's not going to happen. We'll do it as a team or not at all. And I hope you see the value of that, because together we can accomplish a lot more. But it's just the way that I've learned how to roll in ministry. So I hope we can all own it. I hope we can all make it great. And really, from what I've heard so far, you guys do own this. You are passionate about it. You do care about Crossroads. And you do care about creative arts. You're not just floating around with it. You're serious about it. And I appreciate that. So together I think we can do a lot. So I'm happy about that. I want to talk a little bit about why we do what we do. Just because I'm always going to vision, I'm always going to strategy. Like, why do we bother even doing the extra rehearsals that we do? And we don't just rehearse on Thursday night, we rehearse on Sunday. We don't just rehearse on Sunday, we do a dress rehearsal. Why do we do that? Like, why is it important to do that? I think there are a few reasons that I want to just make sure we're all on the same page for. And some of this, you'll be like, yeah, I know. probably, but it's just good for us to review it, I think. It's good for us to understand, why are we even signing up for this? Why are you even on the schedule, this month or next month? Here are some reasons why. One, it's making a difference in our lives. I think it makes a difference for us to serve. When we're in our sweet spot, when we're in our target, and we're doing what God has called us to do and what we're good at, then we're going to make our lives that much more fulfilling. And so, just selfishly, I think it's good. It's good for us. It's not just good for us. It's good for Crossroads. It's good for the people that see us serving. Some people are behind the scenes. Some are on stage. But all together, we put together a production, a service that honors God and that inspires people. And a little bit later, I'll share with you some of the things that people have said over the last 3 months about you, about the effort that you're making. It is making a difference, and so it makes a difference for others. But here's something I'm really passionate about. The way Crossroads does church. It's not just good for us. It's not just good for Crossroads people, but it's good for the unchurched. It's good for people that don't know Christ. It makes a difference for people that haven't decided to follow Christ yet. And that's why we do what we do. Otherwise, why not just do some, praise and worship songs and leave it at that? But see, unchurched people don't connect just to that. They will connect to that if we do it right, but they also connect to those, cool preludes that we do. They connect to the screens that we have, and, people are used to looking at screens. It makes them feel comfortable. Our auditorium is not a sanctuary, it's an auditorium style. People are more familiar with that if they haven't darkened the door of a church in a long time, or if ever. It's intentional, it's all on purpose, and I totally resonate with that, which is why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if we didn't feel all the same way on that. But I want to go and share with you a couple of scriptures that kind of really center in on this, because I want us to understand that this is a really important reason for why we do the things that we do. And one is in Luke 15. It's the parable of the lost sheep. I'm just going to read it for you here real quickly. The tax collectors and sinners were all gathered around to hear Jesus, but the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. This is the lost sheep. "Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. And then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, 'Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep.' I tell you, in the same way there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent." I think Jesus, he tells 3 parables, the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son in this passage. We won't go through all of them, but I think the lost sheep kind of gets it. God's heart is for people that don't know Him yet. That's why He came to earth, and that's what He has asked us to care about. That's why He told this parable. There are lots of 99 sheep in any church that you walk into, and that's great. We need to serve them. We need to love them. We are them. But our heart has to beat for that one that doesn't know Him, that is going to go into a Christless eternity without Him. Our heart has to beat for that. We've got to make a dent in that while we can, while we're able to. And for that reason, I'm passionate about creative arts, because I think it gets to the heart of God, and we can make a difference. We can help people understand what a life with Jesus means. And so for that reason, I'm excited about what we're doing. And I hope you are too. Page 1 is done, y'all. 3 more to go! So we're going to be doing some growth initiatives. We're going to be doing some training, and we're going to get some of our equipment repaired and get stuff together. We've already started some of that. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But we need to be pursuing this idea of how can we present Christ to the church in worship and the unchurched in inviting them into this relationship with Jesus. And it's particularly important because of our 2020 vision. Just how many are familiar with that 2020 vision? Did you go to the Tonight Show? I saw that, but I wasn't here for that. So some of you. Okay, well, so in 6 years, in 2020, what does our church look like? And John gave us a vision for that. There were, I think, 7, 8 things on it. 7. But two of them are important for us in creative arts. One is that we should be worshiping 1,850 people each week by 2020. That's about double what we're doing right now, a little less than double. We're about 1,000 right now. But guys, if we're going to be a church of almost 2,000 people, creative arts is going to have to do things a little bit differently. We're going to have to be larger. Our quality level is going to have to increase a little bit. Our preparedness level is going to have to increase a little bit. And as the church size increases, that will increase. We won't have to bust our butts to be something we're not. But as that number grows, and I think it will grow, we also need to grow as a team. And so I'm thinking hard about that, and I want you to think hard about that too, what that means for us. We'll have more opportunities. We'll have a larger budget. We'll have more people coming in that is willing to serve. Won't that be an exciting time when that begins to happen? I'm looking forward to that. As we do that, we want to make sure that we're welcoming people. And then the second part of the 2020 vision that's important to us is that we want to have 2 multi-site campuses by 2020. So besides this campus, 2 other places that are meeting as Crossroads. Whether we do that with a video simulcast or we do that, with some live production, we're not sure yet. But either way, we're going to have to bud off 2 little creative arts departments from ourselves into those new places. And that means we've got to be poised for growth, because we don't want to gut our own team to do that. So I'm looking at those 2 things and thinking, how can we do even better than we're doing? How can we get more people around us doing what we're doing as we grow with that? Does that make sense? So, but I'm excited about those opportunities. It'll be fun. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing right now, because I think you should know. One is we're pulling the scheduling back. And maybe you've noticed this, but our creative arts team has worked really hard. Instead of planning 10 to 14 days out, we're planning 6 weeks out. So we'll get a theme 6 weeks in advance, and then we'll plan 5 weeks in advance. And then the music and Phil stuff and the scheduling Shelley stuff, all of that kind of gets done 3 weeks out. And we're doing that really intentionally to help all of you serve better. You can be more prepared when you know in advance that you're playing, instead of like the same week or within 2 or 3 days. So we can be more prepared. There's more consistent quality when we're able to get things out, and we can all bring our A game every week. We will get an increase in quality that way, and we can do bigger and crazier stuff. If we are planning that far in advance, maybe we want to do something very challenging, dramatically, or tech-wise, or musically. We can do that because we'll have time. Time's our friend. The more time we have, the wilder we can be with our creativity. So we've pulled that back, and I think we'll see in the coming months that we'll have opportunities to do some really cool stuff with excellence, because we'll have the time to do it. So that's one thing we've been doing. In that, I want to talk to you about a couple of values that are really important to me that I want to infuse into our team. And those 2 values are timeliness and preparedness. So in my ministry, I've grown a couple of teams from the ground up. Fortunately, we don't have to do that here. We already have a strong team. But a lot of times I'll hear people say, I'm not a pro musician, I'm just a volunteer, this isn't my life, it's a hobby I do, or I'm not a pro sound engineer, I'm a volunteer and I'm doing the best I can. And we're doing amazing things despite the fact that we're not all pros. And I'll include myself in that. We're not all pros at everything we do. But we can act like the pros with timeliness and preparedness. That's something we can all do. And when we make that commitment to say accept or decline when we see something from Shelley about our schedule quickly so that we can get the schedule done, that's a timeliness issue. Or even being on time to a rehearsal or on Sunday mornings, that doesn't take any special skill. It just takes a commitment to each other. And that's what the pros do. The pros show up on time and they're prepared with what they're going to do. It makes a big difference. So I'm encouraging all of us. You don't have to be, no one's asking us to be pros, but we can be like the pros in those 2 areas. And a lot of that's going on. So don't hear me saying oh, you're doing really bad at that. We're not. But we could do better with that. I think we could do better. So I want to encourage you, the better prepared we are, the more on time we are, the more we respond to scheduling requests quickly, all of that, easy to do, especially if we're going in advance, all of that will set us up for success every time, every single Sunday. And so if we can make that commitment together, we'll go far. Like I said, it is happening to a degree. I think we could even up our game with that. So that's a little bit of a challenge, but I'm committed to making that part of our team. When that happens, we'll engender more trust within our team as well. Trust is earned. So trust is coming through on your commitments over time, again and again over time. That's how trust is earned. So we do that for each other, and we'll just become tighter as a team. We'll own it, and we'll trust each other. We'll be able to do great things out of that. There's one more core value that I want to share. I've got several, and I'll roll them out over the next year. I don't want to lay it all on you tonight, but those two I wanted to share with you. And then this third one, love. It's actually kind of the first one. What does love have to do with a creative arts team? It has everything to do with what we do. First of all, we got to reflect God's love as a creative arts team. That's what we're trying to communicate. We're trying to communicate the love of God. And so love has to be at the bottom of what we do. But here's how it works out practically. As we're rehearsing, as we're training, as we're talking, and we're trying to put together creative elements, we might say to one another, hey, watch out, that note's a little flat. Or, here, let me help you with that slide. Or, in that mix, maybe we should have a little more bass, a little more treble, or why don't we put that? As we're giving each other suggestions like that, if we don't know that we love each other in the Lord already, we could get annoyed. We could get offended. We could get tense and uptight. And I've seen it happen. But if we remember that we're all in this together, that we love each other as brothers and sisters, if we assume that baseline, then we can tell each other the truth about our craft, and it doesn't stink. You see what I mean? We can be honest with each other and not hurt each other. And so I think that's important. And fortunately, I see that a lot here. In my last ministry, I had to teach that. I talked about that for a year and nothing else. Because people were undercutting one another and they were getting offended. I already see that love here, but I want to mention it because I don't want to take any of this for granted. I want us to know how we roll. And love is how we got to roll. We got to know that we have each other's back on that. And then we can speak the truth in love. Does that make sense? I see some nods. Just want to make sure I'm tracking. Am I boring you yet? I hope not. That's page 2 almost. One more thing. Christmas. Christmas is coming up. And we're really excited about it. And I just want to share a couple things about it. We're beefing up production for Christmas, so we're going to do a few more production elements than we have in the past. So that'll be fun. We're also going to be drawing more from the team then, hopefully. And Shelly's starting to make those asks this week. So I want to encourage you, if you get asked to do something at Christmas, if you can, say yes. If you can, say yes. I understand that some family commitments they're there and you won't be able to get away from them or whatever. But let me just encourage you with this. There's one time in the whole church year where inviting is the easiest, where you can bring your unchurched friends and they don't feel weirded out. What time is it? It's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is a magic moment for church. It's the one time that you can get that friend that doesn't want anything to do with God to come to church. And so that moment is critical for us. It's critical. And Crossroads already has that sensibility. It's the biggest crowds we get all year. So great. Let's leverage it. Let's do our best work. Let's blow people away. Let's show them that, being a Christian doesn't mean that you have to give up your rock and roll music, man. I mean, some people still think that. Let's invite them into a relationship in a way that they've never heard about before. That's what Christmas is about. So I want to encourage you, if you can, say yes. I will not condemn, no one will condemn you if you can't say yes. I get it, that's a really busy time of year. But I want to give you that encouragement. It matters. It makes a big difference for eternity. So when you can, say yes. If you can't say yes to participating, say yes to coming. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your coworkers, get them there. Talk up your team, brag on your team. You're going to want to be here. This team is going to produce something awesome. So I'm a little passionate about Christmas, but it is going to be fun. Do you want to say anything more about Christmas, either of you?
Who are you looking at?
You two. These guys are working way hard, and I'm really proud of them. Shelly's got a great set design, and the concourse will be all decorated, and it's going to be crazy looking. The theme is called Twisted Christmas. God's crazy twisted plan to save the world. It's the tagline. And Phil's getting some really great music together. We're going to rock the house. I know. And Twisted Sister has a Christmas album. But I don't think we'll be doing it.
Not part of Phil's plan.
Oh, you know, I should tell you, that night, the times are 4, 6, and 8. And then 11 o'clock for the, what we don't call midnight mass, but it is kind of that one. So, so it's 4, 6, and 8. Just easy to remember. And we'll be done at the same time we were last year, because the last one started at 8 last year. All right, we're cool with that? I'm going to just keep moving. You're all staring at me really intently, which is great. I'm gonna take that as a sign that you're still with me. So, we're trying to repair some stuff. We're trying to fix some tech. We're trying to make life easier in certain ways. We were able to get another 8 channels back on the stage. Fix one of those boxes that blew out in that lightning storm that you guys had. And I think we might be able to get 8 more. So we might have 16 more channels for Christmas. But we have 8 more. That solves every time the horns play. That solves that problem. And anything else we want to add. So we're excited about that. We're keep work on that. I am determined to fix the video delay. Maybe you've noticed that there's a delay in the videos. I can't stand that delay. We had a guy in to talk about it. It looks like we need maybe a new camera system to do the fixing of that. So that's a money issue, but I'm going to work on it. That's what we have to do. I'll work on it. We'll get it done because it's annoying, and I know we all notice it. But I want you to know we're going to work on that. We did the aviums for the horn section. I think that was a success. We're working on that. We're doing upgrades with lighting. I've been talking with Don. We're going to move to a computerized lighting system so that we can do movers. So we're going to move to the computer first, and then as we get used to that system, we're going to get some moving lights so we can do even more on stage with that. It'll be fun. It's a bit of a money thing too, but we'll make it happen. We'll do it bit by bit. Also, I think we're going to start streaming the entire service in January. So not just the message, but the whole thing.
All right.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And we should have it live streaming, and then it'll post to our site, our website. So when we do something really cool, we can share it with our friends.
And half of that, thanks to Kevin, because our audio going to the video room, some of our tech people know this is rough.
It's real rough.
And over the summer, Wizardry got in there and performed voodoo on the board and made it happen. So we have much better audio mix now.
Yep.
That gets recorded and sent.
So we're working it. You know, we got to have the tools to do the job, and so that's a sampling of what we're working on. Also, I'm going to start tweaking Sunday mornings a little bit so that we can maximize our time there. Sometimes I feel like we're rushing to that deadline there and we're missing some stuff, and I think a few tweaks there is going to help. So when that comes down the pipe, don't freak out. It won't be huge stuff, but I think we can maximize our time in the morning a little bit better. I don't want to talk any more about it now, but I just want to let you know it's coming, and it'll be okay. And we'll try some stuff. Doesn't work, we'll back off of it, but we will work on that. Okay, here's a big thing, y'all. Our tech team needs more people, for sure. Like, we've got some people moving away. We've had some people drop off the team. That'll happen. But we need to get more people on the team. Now, back in the day when I first started ministry, I would take that challenge and I would just go out and make it happen myself. I'm new to this church. I don't know the people in this church as well as you do. And from what I said before, this is our team. This is not my team, our team. So I want to mobilize all of us to solve this problem. Not really a problem. It's kind of like an opportunity. We have an opportunity for people to serve, and there are people out there that will think it's cool to run ProPresenter. They'll think it's awesome to man a camera. They'll really dig, producing a service. They'll really love to work with Shelley in set design. There are people out there, and that's who we want. We don't want warm bodies. We don't want to drag people kicking and screaming into something they don't want. We want to find the people whose target would be tech ministry. So I have a plan. Here's the plan. And I'll do it too. We'll all do it if we can. Find me one name. One person. Find me one person, that's it. That you know that's not totally drowning in serving. You know, someone that's got the time. Preferably someone that's newer to the church. That would be great, because recruiting for newer people is easier. And get me their contact information. All you have to do with them is ask them, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in learning more about tech? And you can talk to them about cameras, computers, producing, lighting. You know, we need more people for the lighting team as well. You can talk to them about that a little bit and then say, hey, would you be interested in that? And then get me their contact information. I'll close the deal. That's my commitment to you. I'll close the deal with them if I can. And if they're right for the, you know, again, I won't coerce anybody. So that's the plan, to make contact with at least one person. You have a question about that?
Do you want like more musicians, more vocalists, or is it more so like,
you know what?
We
could use more of anyone. If there's someone that you know that's a great singer or a great musician, yes, I will do that with that too. Our immediate need is for tech, and so I'm focusing on tech, and I'm asking us to help our team with that. But yeah, if someone comes and they're kind of new, or they've you know revealed to you something about their an instrument or singing or so whatever, yeah, I'll do it that way too. I'll probably give those to Phil, but he'll follow up on those. And then I'll arrange a sample it moment for those people. So I'll probably come back to, if there's someone who says, oh, I'm interested in lighting or whatever, then I'm going to go to Don with that person and say, hey, this Sunday, let's get this person, let's get with them, you show them how it goes. So I'll be coming, for those of you that are working on tech, I will be coming to you with these people to have them sample it. And we'll see if we can't add people to the team. I think we can if we do it together. When I think about trying to do it all by myself, it scares me to death. I don't have the capacity. We probably need 10 more people, I would say. I'd say if we could get 10 more people, we'd be maybe out of danger. We can use as many as we can, but I think that's a good goal. Myself, getting 10 people, that really scares me. But I have a guy in my small group that I'm leading who's new to the church, and he's kind of a computer dude, and I'm going to approach him. So I've got my guy too. I don't want you to think I'm not doing it. I've got my guy. I'm going to ask him. Not everyone will say yes. Some people say they're not interested. I get it. But I'm asking you to try. I'm asking you to find one for me. So, and you too on the video. You're not exempt. So if we not angry though. Happy about it. So does everyone get that? And I'll take it. Just have that initial conversation. Get me their contact information, and we'll see what we can do with that. And that you're right. That can be a standing thing. Anytime you hear about someone like that, don't let that go. Oh, that might be interesting. Get their name, get their phone number. I'll give them a text and say, hey, I heard you're in. I heard you might be interested in that. I'll take it from there. If they say no, I'm not. I won't abuse the privilege. But there will be some people that will take us up on that. How am I doing on time?
25 minutes left on the SD card.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to be doing some communicating with you that I haven't been doing before. Page 3. Instead of 4 pages.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. This will go though. I have a blog that I created. I'm going to be posting some entries on that blog. When I do, I will kind of get to you that I posted that. I will not post fluff on that. I am not committed to fluff. I am committed to real information. So I will not post unless it's something that I think will benefit the team. So look for that blog. I'll send out an email to link to it. You can RSS feed it if you want, so that it pops up when there's a new entry, whatever. RSS, it just gives you a little indication when I make a post. It'll send you an email or a text. So I will send some emails, but emails, I'll do that when I have to. But I'll only do it when I have to. So if you get an email from me, just know it's not for me to just be like fluffing it out for you. It's something that I really want to talk to you about. So, and then I gave you a little video update, I think like the first month. You remember me? I was like using my iPhone. I'll do that probably once a quarter. I think like it's not really face to face, but just showing you my face, I think is a little more personal than typing it all out. So I'll do that once in a while. So just look for that kind of stuff. Okay. I'm just checking stuff off. Okay. 3 commitments I'm asking of you tonight, just to make it succinct. And then we'll have some time for questions, and then I've got a little thing at the end, we'll be done. I've already mentioned this. When you get a request from Shelley or Phil about serving, the quicker you can get back to us on that, the better. It'll help everybody. If you don't know, and you're not going to know for another week or something, then get back to them about that. Hey, I'm not going to know about this for another week. That's great information. It'll help us so much. Not just help us, it'll help everybody. So the faster we can respond to that, the better. Don't forget to give me one name for tech. If we can all do that, I mean, it would be awesome. And then, and just when I communicate to you, I'm just making a commitment to you. I won't send you junk. So when I do communicate with you, if you could just take a look at it, it's going to be something that'll help the team. And if I ever do fluff, call me out on it. I want to be called out on that. I don't want to waste your time.
Stop forwarding me those kitten videos.
Yeah. Kitten videos are essential to the growth of these teams.
Great.
I don't know what to say about that. All right. If you have questions about tonight, I was going to kind of open it to questions, but I want to honor your time. So email me, or text me, or talk to me. I'll be happy to talk more about any of this, or if you have something to add to it, let's crowdsource the way we grow. If you have a great idea, please let me know. Let's do it together. So I was going to do a little bit of that tonight, but I think to honor your time, I'm going to skip that. I have one more thing to do, but before I do that, Phil has something he needs to say.
Did you have them text me or email their phone numbers to me?
Oh no, thank you for that. Shelley is observing that texts are really cool in terms of like a quick way to get a hold of y'all. We do email, and some people like email, but a lot of people like text. We will text you, and we'll set up Planning Center to text you if you like, but we need your phone number. So if for some reason you think you're not getting texts, or we don't have your phone number, get it to Shelley. Email it to Shelley, or email it to me or Phil. We'll get it in the database. And if that's more convenient for you, Planning Center can live in text the whole time.
If you do update Planning Center yourself, those of you at home as well, just let us know that you did that. Just so we know that if we click on a certain profile, we know that's actually someone's phone number and not some lady who has no idea who we are. That's never happened. Yes.
So we've had trouble getting on the planning center, replying to the planning center. I mean, several times. I don't know if it's a passcode problem or what, but we're like,
Yeah.
what? How do you get back on?
Is anyone else having Planning Center issues? Okay.
It's
I
full.
used to,
It's on the
but it
phone and
was
computer
on a
trouble.
different phone, so I didn't know if it was.
Do you know what I'll do? I'll do a Planning Center, like after second service, real soon. I'll do a Planning Center, like group, for like an hour or whatever, and I'll invite y'all to that. How about that? And I'll videotape it in case someone can't make it. I'm happy to do that. I believe in Planning Center. I love Planning Center. So.
I love Planning Center. I do not like their mobile app. So if you're having trouble on your phone specifically,
Yeah, it's a
their
little
mobile
buggy.
app
Yeah,
is
having
very
trouble.
quick.
It's a little buggy.
So
Yeah, blackout
know
dates
that.
were really hard on my phone, trying to figure that out.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I've got a question about that. When you get an email from someone on there, it says no reply, does that mean you can't send anything back to that?
On Planning Center?
Yeah, like usually if I get something from Shelley, it'll say no reply before the email address.
Oh.
No, I think you can reply.
I have emailed her before and not gotten a response, so that's why I was saying,
Oh.
is it not going back to her?
No, we can check on that.
Yeah.
I think you are supposed to be able to reply to those.
Okay.
I get a fair amount of replies from normal, like, hey, here's your schedule and music for this week.
Yeah, I've replied with you and that's been fine.
Yeah. Do you know if that comes up as a no reply or?
I don't know, not off the top of my head.
I'll
Okay.
see what
Well,
he's
Planning
talking
Center,
about.
we'll have to work through it, but if you guys have issues as they come up, let us know.
Okay.
And
Yeah, and I'll do a Planning Center training day.
that stuff.
I will. All right, Phil.
Great.
Go.
You guys are great. Love you guys a lot. Liz and I are going to be moving on from Crossroads. we are around February. Whoa, big face. We are going to be moving out west. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk and yak about Colorado all the time. I have a Colorado coffee mug I've been using all day.
Can we come? That's a cool place.
Yeah, it is a very cool place.
No, you're not.
We're tagging.
Who said that?
But yeah, so we're just kind of we're at a point in life where we're ready for step number 8 or whatever step this would be in life. And Liz has some family out there, so we very well may end up in Colorado. We may go even farther west.
Why on earth would you go to Colorado in February?
Why on earth would I stay in Michigan? I grew up here. I can say that. EX double correction.
You love the weather and the
No, I just get a good sports package, so I can still watch good hockey. But yeah, so that's just what we're doing. So we'll be here, till Christmas. We've had a lot of fun here. There's been some good times. It was really cool to come straight out of college, pretty much, and start working, one, in my field, but two, have such a cool place to call home for 3 years. You guys have been super fun to work with, and we've made some really good relationships and had a lot of fun while we were here. Thank you for that. It's been a pleasure, 100%, to serve with all of you. Even you, as new as you are. But we love you guys, and it's, no, like, we can't stand anyone, or we're sick of this crap or that crap, or,
Thanks for that.
No one's fault, Jim. But so, any rumors that may come out of that, quelched right now. It's just our next step in life. So, blame us. So, but we love you guys. Thank you for a wonderful time here. Like I said, we'll be here through Christmas, probably through January, and then by February we'll be moving on. So, you guys are great.
Liz, why don't you just come up here real quick? I just want to pray for you guys.
Okay, make it quick, because I gotta go back upstairs.
Pray quick.
I only have like 2 minutes left on the SD card, so I have
Right.
God, we thank you for Phil and Liz, and in the short time that I've known them, I've just been so impressed with their spirit for ministry, their talent, which is immense, their love for you, their love for the teams that they lead and serve in, and I just pray your blessing on them in this next step, and that you would lead them exactly to where they need to go, that you guide them every step of the way, and I pray that as a team we would honor them and do right by them as we say goodbye. So thanks, Lord, for the fact that brothers and sisters in Christ can look forward to eternity together. So goodbyes are usually just see you laters. And so we thank you for that fact, and just ask you to bless them as we go forward. In your name, amen. Thanks, guys.
Too old. Good to ministry. Too old. Oh, please.
You probably want to know a little bit about the transition, and I can provide more details about that. We're not going to do anything in secret or whatever, but we have some candidates that we're looking at, and probably in January we'll see some of them, and we'll get to chew them up and spit them out, see if they survive. So we're,
Kevin,
you
you have to do your line for the new guy. It's become expected. My first week, Kevin was playing guitar. I walk in, first contact with anyone that wasn't Steve. I walk in and he goes, "Hey, you any good?"
Right, you are.
So please do that to the next person.
Oh man. As we end tonight, yeah, subtle.
Yeah.
He knew what was on my mind.
As we end tonight, I just want to encourage you. So, ever since I've been getting here, I've been getting these little reports that the office manager, Bob Harris, sends to me from those Connect cards that people fill out. I won't share any of the bad ones with you. There weren't any. There was maybe one. But it was anonymous, and we don't pay attention.
Was it too loud?
Yeah. No one says it's too loud. Here's what they say. And there were lots of good ones. The band and music, very good. Love when popular songs and skits are used in church. Great job. Awesome drama. Today's service was inspirational. Love the first song, Jump. Great job. Remember when we did Jump? People like that. Great set and lights. So, tech team, good for you. Can we have a band concert here? We have a lot of great bands. Good idea. Praise band brass section was an awesome addition today. There you go. Thank you for the music today. Today's music was worshipful. Great music. Love the opener. Here's the numbers that get me. Since I've been here, so just in the last 3 months, 115 people have recommitted their lives to Jesus Christ. 115. In one Sunday, we had 40 in one time. It was during the Afterlife series. And here's a great number. 20 people have decided to follow Jesus since August for the very first time. 20 people gave their lives to Christ. Guys, you're a part of that. We're a part of that. They come in, and we show them Christ in a creative way. We show them the life that they can live it transforms them. And we're doing that. So don't grow weary in doing good. You're making a difference. We're making a difference. That's why we do it. And I want to see those numbers double. I'd like to see double that. I really would. And I think we can achieve that.